Hello, wealthy, successful, money making traders. This is your trader's friend. Thank you for joining me for another video. Guys, I'm so glad you can be here with me. And I'd like to take the time to answer a question that was asked about the video that I made yesterday. I guess it's kind of today's trading, yeah, whatever. So, how it is that I entered that market because it's a little bit different than my other strategy videos. Also, you may want to go and check out my favorite strategy, but since I was using the hourly time frame, this is what I did. And I'm going to show you on all three pairs. So in this candle, this was the low of 135.56 and a high of 136.33. So that was quite a significant move compared to the rest, the rest of this price action. So you see how we had this giant move that started this, and we had a pretty giant move that ended it. Now for me, I wasn't 100% sure that this was going to work out. So I took quite a few short trades, as you saw. But this was where I initially got in and started shorting yesterday. But I wasn't sure that price wasn't going to come back around and continue in a bullish fashion. And if so, I would let that trade go and continue on in a bullish manner. But then we got something significant. So this is the 5-period SMA. We came and we got an engulf at the 5. Now for hours, we pretty much stayed in this range. So for about 10 hours, we stayed here before we got the break. And we got the break during the New York session. And you can see that I had a sell limit here once price fell down. And it came up and took out one of those sell limit orders. And it just kind of bounced around. And I ended it before the end of the day. But there's no real secret in this strategy. All I did was wait for an engulf that broke the 5 here, got in. Now, I also want to say that any trade setup can go wrong. My trade setup certainly could have gone wrong, especially since I was doing what they would call knife catching. I was guessing that this was exhaust, but I looked back to the left for a significant amount of time and noticed this was the largest candle to the well, it would have been to the right, but the largest candle we've seen for a while, and it was at the top of an uptrend. So I shorted based on that. I did the same thing pretty much here as well. So you can see how we have the giant candle that started that move, which I got in on because I was shorting the day before I got back in on this candle. And this was a beautiful run up. Now, today's run was not quite the same as yesterday, but still, you got a significant amount of pips in just a few hours. So this is 2 hours worth of trading. I got in on that, got back in on the bounce, a little fall down. So this is where you saw like $6 and whatever it was. Where I closed before the end of the day so I could be out of the market at the end of the day. So here you can see same thing. We got this run up, but this one was a little bit different as it looked like it was going to continue. This is the thing. Always wait until your candle closes because no candle story is complete until that candle closes. So what I did is I waited to see how that candle was going to close. It closed back within that range. The next candle engulfed it, and then that was just pretty much it. So you got that same long kind of choppy period before during the New York session around 9 o'clock Central Time AM. You got this big breakdown, and that was it for that. Now this one, which was a Euro JPY, I didn't do nearly as much with this one, but it was the same kind of setup. So you see this gigantic run to the upside, the largest candle you've seen for a while. And I just went ahead and shorted that one. Now this one, I didn't get much at all because it started to scare me a little bit. So I was like, if I just get out of this um, with profit, I'll be okay. And I never did get back in that. So same thing. Um, I chose to initially short based on the size of this candle, and I could have been wrong. Had I been wrong and price came back to reclose that, then I would have been out. Or if it closes significantly, because sometimes it'll close just a teeny tiny bit. And here you have an attempt to take price to the bullish side. So you see this strong push from the bottom that's attempting to continue on in a bullish manner, but it failed with an engulf on the next candle. So um, that was significant, and that was an opportunity to short. But like I said, I got chicken. Price came back up strongly, and it was like, I'm not really loving this trade. So as soon as I got back in profit, I jumped out and missed a lot on that particular setup. I hope that this helps. Uh, Let me go back and take a look at last week and kind of show you how I was trading that. So I'm going to show you two sides of the market. So when you are looking to trade, you're looking for a significant event. But here you can see prices already floating above that 5 SMA. So you got the strong move up, and you are looking to take trades at or near that moving average, at, near, or under. Because here is just right at that moving average. You got that engulf, so that made for a beautiful run up before you got into all of this chop. But again, you have this huge candle. It bounced around a little bit. It fell under that moving average, and a lot of times it will fall beneath that moving average. But this is what you want to wait on. You want to wait until price breaks back above that moving average, or if it's small breaks above the moving average like this, you need confirmation. The most important thing, and I have not mastered this in 12 years, is that if it closes that candle, especially on the hourly time frame, you're either in a chop or price is moving the other way. And the amazing thing about the market is, if I'm wrong in this trade and I short on this one, and it comes back to close this and this next candle, guess what? Bam! I make all that money back. So you're not just cutting a bad trade, you're looking to enter to follow the market. And that's one of the best things that's happened to me in trading the hourly time frame, is that it forces me to wait on a good trade setup. So here you have the same thing. Price drops under it, bam, you got a nice break above it, but you do not come back to close this candle, which is significant. A lot of times in the market, if you have a really big move, you're going to have a big pullback as well. And sometimes it's almost at 100% before price continues on in the direction of the current trending market. This is what I actually wanted to show you, but I saw the bullish run on the other side. And this is the hourly time frame. Same thing here, you're making lower highs, and eventually you get to the point where you're making lower lows. So here, there you are. And I understand that I'm explaining past price action, but I'm explaining what it is that I do in the market and what it is that I'm looking for, because here you have a nice engulf, but price doesn't take off until hours later. However, you're not coming to close above that entry candle. So you just kind of bounce around for hours, or you reshort, or whatever it is you want to do during that time. But this is the gem, because now you've broken all of that support. You came back to retest it, and price continued to fall down. So you're looking for opportunities, reversal candles at your moving average. And if it's bearish, a lot of times you're looking for price to go above that before coming back to break below it in a bearish manner. Same here. That looks significant, and that's something that should have succeeded, because you have this tail and you have this engulf, but it fails. It fails significantly. So You can see the run after that. I hope that this kind of explains what it is that I'm looking for without being too lengthy. Okay, it was pretty lengthy, but if price is trending like it was last week, I'm looking for price to go above the moving average if it's bearish, or price to drop below the moving average if it's bullish. And if you have a situation where price should succeed and it fails, then chances are it's going the other way or it's in a chop. I'm also looking for, and usually this is pretty much in the beginning, I'm looking for a reversal candle right at that moving average. So sometimes it's right under it in a bullish setup, right at it in a bullish setup. In a bearish setup, it usually goes above before it falls back down. Or, let me see, can I find one that's right at it? Because I know that there's some that's right at it too. So here you have one that's right at it. The bullish attempt that fails. I hope that that's clear for you. I want to remind you that you can absolutely do this. You can be successful at Forex. Also, go back and look at some of the other strategy videos. They may help as well. Have a tremendous, blessed, pip-filled day.